Coming to you live from the rinks in Oppog, you're listening to the Suffolk County High School Hockey League on LI Sports Network. Ryan Brannigan joined alongside our cameraman extraordinaire, the one and only Panasonic Paul. Taking you through this final of 3 games here on this Friday evening in late November. Thanksgiving is just around the corner, as we are officially going to be over halfway through the varsity season, with each of their respective 11th games being played tonight. Whose 11th games being played tonight? Well, I'm glad you asked. If you couldn't read the little matchup thing we have there for you, the matchup graphic, it's Connetquot Sayville taking on Northport Huntington. T-Birds 4-6 entering the contest. Northport Huntington 6-4. That's good enough for 7th place and 4th place respectively. 5th place respectively. In the varsity standings, Northport Huntington 6 wins, 2 losses, 2 overtime losses, and 1 overtime win on the season thus far. Connetquot Sayville, all of their wins and losses have come in regulation. Most recently for Connetquot Sayville, they're riding high, coming off an 8-1 victory to Pat Med, and prior to that, gave St. Anthony all they can handle with a 5-4 loss. And aside from an 8-1 loss to Smithtown Hauppauge, they had won their previous 2 to that. 5-2 over West Islip and 5-3 over Middle Country. Middle Country, who notably tied St. Anthony 3-3. Tigers of Northport Huntington, meanwhile, they're riding a 2-game win streak, a 4-3 win over the aforementioned Middle Country Cougars, and an 8-3 victory over West Islip. That followed an overtime loss, 1 of 2 on the year, to KPC. 5-2 loss to Sachem. Their other OT loss came against Smithtown Hauppauge back on Monday, September the 22nd, 3-2. So both teams hungry for a win tonight. Again, in the standings, Connetquot Sayville in a playoff spot. 8 points on the year. Just 1 point behind them, though, our Ward Melville at 3-6-1. 3 wins, 6 losses, and 1 overtime loss for the Patriots. They are in 8th place. Again, if the playoffs started tonight, Connetquot Sayville would go against St. Anthony, who I just mentioned. They played real tough. Just a 5-4 loss for the T-Birds against powerhouse St. Anthony. The buzzer sounds. Get the score bug up now. In terms of players to look out for tonight, of course, for Northport Huntington, JT Caruso. The Long Island goal himself with 12 goals, 7 assists, 19 points for JT Caruso thus far and through 10 games played. He'll certainly be drafted to the All-Star team, which we are taking part of. Each of the 4 main play-by-play broadcasters and an assistant GM chosen by us as this puck rolls on and can be covered by the goaltender tonight for Northport Huntington, Bowden Rudloff, also a strong candidate for All-Star Game status. Arguably been the best goaltender in the Suffolk County High School Hockey League varsity division to this point. Getting thrown out of the draw, JT Caruso. So stepping in to take the draw was Justin Kahn. Buonacore reversing. And a quick outlet on the stick of Oramaner. Oramaner cuts in, knifed off his stick. Now a shot for Caruso, save, rebound, they score! Wasting no time getting on the board. Just 24 seconds into the contest, Northport Huntington strike a rebound goal. Puts them on top 1-0. Justin Kahn cleaning up in front. It's a great thing to do in hockey. A simple strategy, go to the net. And that is exactly what Kahn does there. And the Tigers up early as Riley Hanley gets the start in goal for the T-Birds. Made the initial save, couldn't get the rebound, but here comes Logan Booth in with speed. Booth cutting to the middle. Lost a handle, regathered in, and a one-time shot just goes wide. So good response there from Connetquot Sayville. Away comes Kahn once more. Dife gets around the defender, shot, they score! 2 quick goals for Northport Huntington. It's Ora Monner picking up this most recent tally. And Jordan Ora Monner has the Tigers up 2-0. Early here in period 1 on a great net front feed by Justin Kahn. I think they've got it mixed up. They're giving the goal to Kahn and Ora Monner the assist. JT Caruso, I think, gets the secondary assist no matter what. Wonder if they correct that. We'll see. I believe that was 41 Ora Monner with that most recent goal. As the Tigers, 2 goals in the first 2 minutes of action here tonight. And he rocked into the boards was Karpowicz, wearing number 31 tonight. He typically wears 94. And we have our game's first penalty, as off to the box is Ogburn Jr. So power play Northport Huntington, and a chance to really get up big early in this one. Power play underway. Worked on across to Kahn, or pardon me, that is Sherwood. Justin Kahn. Handed on back. Little stutter step here from Karpowicz. And now backhanded out of the zone by the T-Birds. Wagner on the forecheck. Caruso around him. Over the line onside. Caruso sends one across, deflected on goal. Save made by Hanley, as he denied the redirect of Ora Monner. Caruso drags, fires wide. Sherwood picks it up on the left boards. Looks to cut in. Nice play by Booth to break it up. Backhanded to the wall, and now out of the zone, and Booth's waiting for it. Tries to catch up with it, does Logan. He's got it behind the net now. Centers, wide open shot denied by Rudloff on Wagner. So big short-ended chance for Connetquot Sayville. Goes by the wayside. Here's Kahn in, shot. Save made by Hanley. It's underneath him. Now 36 seconds left on the Northport Huntington power play. 12:08 left here in the first period. It's 2-0 Tigers. Ensuing draw won by the T-Birds to the line, not out, held in by Karpowicz. Karpowicz to Buonacore, shot deflected, they score! Power play tally for Northport Huntington as they extend their lead to 3-0 over Connetquot Sayville. This goal coming by way of power play. It deflects in front. Not sure who's going to get the last touch on it. See there. It may have been 44 Serino. It was. So Lucas Serino from Buonacore And with just over 3 minutes gone by in this first period, it is 3-0 Tigers. Timeout called by Connetquot Sayville. These two teams played the opening night of the season. It was a 6-4 win for Northport Huntington. So hoping to prevent things from getting truly out of hand early. Connetquot Sayville, they burn the timeout, look to hit the reset button. There's plenty of hockey left to be played in this game, and I think that's the message on the bench. Here's Bizel. Bizel to Jimmy Acker. Off his stick, and now out of the zone it comes. Nice move. Get around the defense there by Chrisman. Devin Chrisman goes up top for the shot from Gazzardo, swallowed up by Hanley. Hanley and goaltender Mason Dorian have been trading starts. Rudloff, meanwhile, it's been his goal for every, if not almost every game so far this season. Down the wall, left wing side goes Aiello. Round 4, Villani. Villani looking to return it to Aiello. Much needed offensive zone time here for the T-Birds. It's skated to center, however, by the Tigers. Looking to dump in is Morrissey. Centering pass misfires, and that allows Aiello to get to it. Aiello ahead for Wagner. Wagner 2-on-2 over the blue. Wrist shot from the far circle. Glove save made, Rudloff. Wagner back on it. Tries to throw it out in front. Another save made by Rudloff. And Booth couldn't get a touch on it. And now skated to center by Aiden Shear. Shear over skates, now gets back on it. Runs into Andres, and now banked ahead for Aiello. Aiello back to Wagner. Towing the line was Booth, and now ultimately couldn't tow it anymore, offside. He'll go and scoop up, I believe, his neck guard. At least that's what it appeared to be. Now 10:28 left here in period number 1. Quick start for the Tigers. They lead by 3. Shear down the right wing side toward the goal, where it's knocked away by defenseman number 5, Alex Barliski. Here is a shot from Petrie. That goes wide. Passed by Zell, who didn't really go after the puck at all. Banked ahead, hoping for Shear. It's just out of his reach and will be an icing. Icing against Northport Huntington. 9:58 left here in the first period. Listening to the Suffolk County High School Hockey League here and only on LI Sports Network. Be sure to follow us on social media at LI Sports Network. Hit subscribe as well. We're on our way to 12K subscribers to the channel. We hit 10K last March, or not last March, this past March. We were down in Jacksonville for AAU Nationals. Love all those that appreciate what we do here on LISN. Meanwhile, carrying up, Karpowicz on the backhand. Karpowicz took it to the forehand, ran out of angle, and stuffed it into the left pad and side of the net combination there of Hanley. See if they updated that second goal. They're still giving it to Kahn, so all right. Second of the game for Justin Kahn. Oramaner and Caruso the assists. Shot from the point. Block. Big block there from Booth. Or pardon me, that's Jimmy Acker. Ogburn giving chase. Puck goes high and out of play. Over the glass, and it's like backup goaltender for Northport Huntington. Brandon Rossi off to get it. Rossi in the unmarked white jersey tonight on the Tiger bench. Face off to the left of Rudloff. Won by Northport. Huntington send it near side. Petrie unable to get a stick on it. Kahn barreling in ahead. Ogburn hops on it. Ogburn to Proscia. Proscia giving chase. Puck eventually finds its way onto the stick of Jimmy Acker, who sends it back to Petrie. Petrie, D-to-D pass, springs ahead. Ogburn in. Kahn there to backhand to center. Petrie back on it. Petrie, another D-to-D pass, found its way onto the stick of Barliski. Petrie with it now. Wrist shot, blocker save made. Rudloff kicks in behind. Kahn kept it moving. A shot from the far boards denied off the stick of Barliski. And now that centering try from Petrie is deflected up and out of play. I believe the last one to get a stick on it there. 44, Lucas Serino. Serino, the third goal scorer of the night here for Northport Huntington. So he collects goal number 9 of the season. 8 goals in 7 games played for Serino. And he's got 9 in 8. And we're, again, only in the first period. Giveaway, Booth. Dancing with it. Finds the open Villani, walks, fires, save made with the blocker by Rudloff. Villani has one of the hardest shots in the Suffolk County High School Hockey League. He showed it there. Good save by Rudloff. Another wrister from Villani, swallowed up by the Tiger Tendy. So another face-off to the left of Bowden Rudloff. The play of Connetquot Sayville since that timeout has definitely improved. One back. Now here's Booth around the net. Oh, tried a little sneaky pass in the direction of which he was coming, hoping to get it to Wagner. I believe it got caught up in the side of the net. So a stoppage. Do it all over again to the left of Bowden Rudloff. One cleanly by Booth. Andres, a shot. Knocked around in front. Another save made with the blocker made by Rudloff. Booth surviving a check. Has it in behind. Booth up top, Villani. Villani, wrister right into the chest of Rudloff, who didn't have it. Early whistle. Stops play. And now Aiello gets shoved down to the ice. Nothing coming of it in terms of penalties. Face off to the right of Rudloff. Connetquot Sayville have been in the offensive zone for quite some time as that shot got through the wickets of Rudloff and deflects wide. Taken by Ogburn. To the line, not out. Held in by Petrie along the near point. Comes on back to be played on further. Intercepted. Ogburn out in front. Bizell was there. And now Caruso to the rescue. Brings it out. Has Oromana to his right, who brings it in further. Oromana across, nobody home. Caruso picking it up off the ricochet. Back to Karpowicz. Karpowicz to Caruso. JT dangles, JT shot, save, rebound! They score! So they're hemmed into the zone for quite some time. Finally break out, it's in the back of the net. On a great setup from JT Caruso, who dangles and fires. Initial shot saved. Rebound cleaned up in front. It's Oromana, who I believe will get credit for that goal. 4-0 in favor of Northport Huntington. Oromana from Caruso. His 5th goal of the season. There for Jordan Oromana. There's a save made by Henley. Worked on back, held in by Gazzardo. Deflects toward the front of the net. Tom Forty was in the area, as is Villani, who scooped it up. Try to get it ahead. Jackalone there, trying to make a play on it. Now Villani has it. And Villani speeds his way up ice. Villani has it knifed off his stick. On goal to Rudloff, where he'll cover up. And another gathering after the whistle. The gathering intensifies. Just in time for the holidays. I'm sure all of you, I hope, will gather with your families and have a grand old time. Nice little feast, one of my favorite holidays. Hate that it gets overlooked by Christmas once Halloween ends. Faceoff comes out of the zone. Caruso, who picks up an assist on the goal. His third assist of the game brings his assist total to 10 on the season. That centering ice pass hits a stick, and now a shot from Tom Forty, turned aside by Rudloff. Right back out in front. Villani had to take it on the backhand, and a delayed penalty. Connetquot Sayville will go to their first power play, I believe, of the night. It will be. So the Tigers 1 for 1 on the man advantage. Connetquot Sayville, they get their turn. Down by 4. I'd say this is a very important power play for the T-Birds to try to get this game turned around. The 5:51 mark here of the first period. JT Caruso in a discussion with the officials right out in front of the box. It looks like Owen Spradell is the one in the system called for the penalty, listed as head contact. So a 10-minute misconduct is also on the way for Spradell. Is he thrown out, Paul? Where's Owen Spradell? Has he left the rink? Did I miss that? Is he gone? He's gone. He's out of here. Yes, says Paul. Looking at my laptop. I missed it, all right? So, yeah, Owen Spradell is out of the game for head contact. Coming with it, a 2-minute power play for Connetquot Sayville. Luke Scheib is serving the penalty. Rudloff trying to stop it. Still yet it rolls around. Trying to get a play on it, Ogburn. Trying to get possession, Connetquot Sayville. Bizell does. Hands back to Villani. Villani walks. Villani wrister right into the chest of Bowden Rudloff. 5:24 left. First period. Ensuing draw to the right of Rudloff. Found its way to be controlled further by Northport, Huntington, and Kevin Sherwood. And now finally it's wristed down ice by Captain JT Caruso. Hanley to stop it. Hands off to Booth. Just a minute and 14 seconds remain on the power play for Connetquot Sayville. Logan Booth on the backhand. Booth. Around the net, Booth. Still Booth. Banked for Villani. Villani walks, fires, another save made by Bowden Rudloff. .446 remaining in this first period. Tigers changing up the penalty killing group. Caruso to take the draw. Wins it. Karpowicz attempts to clear. It's blocked. Second effort from Caruso makes it all the way down to Hanley. Hanley lofts it for Bizell. Ogburn there as well, batting at it. deflects on in and right into the glove of Hanley, who drops it for Villani. Just 38 seconds left on the power play for Connetquot Sayville. They trail by 4. Wagner tripped up by the ice monster. Down it comes to be handled by Rudloff. Tries the far boards. Handled now by Booth. Keeps it in. Now for Villani. Villani another shot with traffic in front. And a save made by Rudloff. "20 seconds remaining on the power play for the T-Birds. They have several shots on goal, but nothing to show for it. Jimmy Acker on to take the draw, and it's flipped high. Doesn't catch the ceiling, lands all the way down deep in the Connetquot Sayville end. 8 seconds on the power play. Fighting off a check is Petrie. Petrie dumps in on goal. Save made Rudloff, and Rudloff puts his mitt over it to cover. With 1 second left on the power play. 1 foot over the bench of the penalty box is Luke Scheib, set to come back out onto the ice and either onto the bench or join the play. He will join the play. He chases after it here. First on it's Petrie. Petrie watched by Scheib. Acker lost it. Backhanded ahead by Serino. Petrie establishes the zone. Looks to hand off Jackalone. Spun one toward the corner. Taken away. Here's Jimmy Acker in behind now with Jackalone. Acker goes down. Jackalone's shot, right pad save made by Rudloff. To the blue line for a shot. Deflected out in front. Jackalone spins, fires. Not sure if it ever got through. Back down low. It's controlled on further by Karpowicz. To the line, not out. Another shot. Just missed wide. Jackalone chasing after. Tries to spear at it. And now Scheib. 1-on-2. Scheib, right wing side. Trying to get around Belinsky. Belinsky does a great job of boxing out Scheib. And now Aiello backhands. Intercepted. Shot just wide. Oromano the chance. Now a long wrist shot from Karpowicz is handled by Hanley. And get a cover. With 2:35 left in this first period. It's been all Northport Huntington. With 3 assists from JT Caruso, 2 goals from Justin Kahn. Wagner can't get around Buonacore, who takes it away. Heads up ice. Hits Oromano. Oromano working on Villani. Now Caruso. Caruso can't quite drag it on through. Villani giving a bump to Justin Kahn. Now here's Buonacore going back door and getting his stick lifted, and ultimately losing control of the stick there was Justin Kahn. And now we have a penalty called. I believe it's going against Connetquot Sayville. It may have had something to do with the reason Justin Kahn didn't have a stick. And it looks like they're going to get Villani. Is indeed Villani to the box. Power play Northport Huntington. Chance to further cement the lead they established right off the draw. JT Caruso, aren't you crafty? Hanley there to make the save. Working on Logan Booth. One at that one, and Wagner sends it the length. Rudloff out to stop it. A little miscue there with Karpowicz. Karpowicz now will start his way up ice. 4 seconds difference between power play clock and game clock as that pass is blocked and intercepted, cleared down ice by the by Connetquot Sayville, rather. Sorry. Caruso, Oromano, Caruso on the back end now, forehand denied by Hadley. What a save by the T-Birds netminder. Now the net comes all the way off. Villani off, by the way, for interference. Buonacore. Karpowicz. One-time drive off the post from Caruso, who's back on it. In behind, JT Caruso to Buonacore. Buonacore. Pass blocked, not quite out. Caruso regathers. Backhands one toward the front of the net. Unable to get a deflection on it. Was Kahn, and it's cleared by the Tigers. Rudloff spins around. Ogburn giving chase. Buonacore hits Caruso, walks, drags, fires. Another great save made by Hanley. Ogburn reverses. Nobody getting to it for Connetquot Sayville. Here's Buonacore, 31 seconds to play to Caruso. Out in front, backhand shot is underneath Hanley, and he holds on to it. 26 seconds left, and 22 seconds left of power play time. Face off comes eventually to Sereno. Gazzardo holds across. Sherwood wrists. Save made through traffic by Hanley. 15 seconds remain in the period. 11 on the power play for Northport Huntington, which has looked dangerous. 1 for 1 tonight. Chrisman gonna get things moving. Booth to himself, and this should get us to the end of the first period. One last long-range shot. That's not gonna beat Rudloff. And we come to an end here in the first period, one in which that was dominated by Northport Huntington. They lead it 4-0 over Connetquot Sayville after 1. You're listening to the Suffolk County High School Hockey League on LI Sports Network. Ryan Branigan, Paul Trentini. We shall return for the second period in just a moment. "15 minutes down, 30 to go here at the rinks in Oppog on this Friday night in November. Just about the halfway point, or exactly the halfway point of the season. After this game, we'll be beyond it for both of these teams. Let's see, making an appearance, Jesse Ogburn. As there's a shot denied by Hanley. Another shot turned on, a save made Hanley, rebound, they score. So not letting off the gas just yet. Northport Huntington have their 5th of the night. And it's scored what it appears to be by Devin Christman, who sneaks this 5-0 on Hanley off a rebound scramble in front. Many of the goals scored by Northport Huntington have come by way of rebound. And again, these two teams played to start the season. It was a 6-4 win for Northport Huntington. Not sure if there might have been an empty net goal. It was 5-4, make it 6-4. Lucas Serino picking up the assist. Caruso looking to center. Now Aiden Shear down the near wall. Villani there. Round for Jimmy Acker. Acker challenged in the corner. Goal scored by Crispin. Is Devin Crispin's first of the season. So congrats, Devin, on goal number 1 in the varsity season. I believe it's his varsity debut as well. That could be his first ever varsity goal for Devin. As Shear on to Scheib. Glove down by Villani. Handled by Karpowicz. Karpowicz near circle a drive off the stick of Jacalonen over the net. Gazzardo with it. Flipped one to open space. Taken by Villani. Villani far boards. Takes the shot. Right pad save. Made by Rudloff. Back comes Caruso and Northport Huntington establishing the zone. Dangling through Karpowicz, but he goes down. Combination of Bizel and Acker. A long shot taken by Kahn. Missed the net wide, and he'll go get it. Will Justin Kahn. One touch pass onto the stick of Shear. Aiden Shear over the line, onside, hands it back to Kahn. Kahn back down low to Shear. Shear has it in the corner. Which the center went out in front. Aiello there to intercept and clear for Connetquot Sayville. Sherwood. High flip. Not out of the zone. Held in by Booth. Nice move, Booth. Booth to the forehand. Takes the shot. And it's underneath Rudloff, who has been a key factor. In fact, probably the key factor as to why there's a 0 up on the board underneath Guest on the scoreboard here in the rinks. And he's been excellent. Down the wall, it's Aiello. Aiello try to go to Booth. Back it comes to the point. On across for the shot from Belinsky. Steered aside by the stick of Rudloff. And now a little more how do you do's in front of the net. You know, those little, get away from me. I don't like the way your breath smells. You know, that kind of stuff happening in front of the net. Got a roughing penalty assessed. Not sure, I believe that was before after the whistle shenanigans. It's going to go against Kevin Sherwood of Northport Huntington. And thus, a power play here for Connetquot Sayville. A chance to maybe steer momentum in their direction. Past Ogburn. Into the opposite corner. They'll work it back to the point in Booth. Booth. Low wrist shot. Deflects wide. Bizel with it. Bizel. Give and go with Ogburn. Bizel lost it to Karpowicz. They both go down and a whistle stops play. Not sure if they're going to get one or both here as Bizel and Karpowicz engaged in conversation. And it looks like they're only going to take Karpowicz, and I think that's why Karpowicz is so upset. He's wondering why they're not also taking Bizel. To be honest, I'm a little surprised myself they don't just take both, but neither here nor there. It's a 5-on-3 now for Connetquot Sayville. A prime chance to get on the board. Karpowicz off for holding. So extended 5-on-3. starts now. Throw more seconds on it. 1:22. Villani. Ogburn try to go seam pass with it. Hit a stick. Booth. Stick handling. Fires with a screen of Bizell in front. A save made Rudloff. Connetquot Sayville have certainly tested Northport Huntington goaltender Bowden Rudloff, throughout this game, and he has answered all those tests. He's been fantastic. Villani, near circle, rips it low, and a left pad save made Rudloff. Villani again, circling, across the Booth. Booth, wrist shot with traffic, save made Rudloff. As 53 seconds remain on the 5-on-3 for Connetquot Sayville. Face off to the right of Bowden Rudloff. Won by Connetquot Sayville. Booth switching places with Wagner. Booth with Ogburn calling for it. Looking for that seam passing lane. Finds it now. Back to cross and missed it wide. What a chance for Wagner on a great passing play between Booth and Ogburn. Wagner, Villani, 27 seconds left of the 5-on-3. Villani rips a shot. That's stopped by Rudloff. 10:42 left, second period. 24 seconds left on the 5-on-3 for the T-Birds. Jimmy Acker to take the draw. For Connetquot Sayville, it's one forward and just out of the zone by Justin Kahn. Jimmy Acker to Villani, over the line onside. Villani, shot, left pad save made Rudloff from a sharp angle, and the 5-on-3 will conclude. So Connetquot Sayville remains 0 on the man advantage tonight. 26 seconds left of a 5-on-4 penalty, or power play, should say, for Connetquot Sayville, trailing by 5. It was a prime chance to at least get one up on the board, and they let it slip by them. Now Buonacore with possession of the puck, heads back towards his zone, killing time, trading passes with JT Caruso, and now it's flung down ice. Berlinski to get it for the T-Birds. Forechecking hard is Aiden Shear. Now on for Ogburn. Ogburn to Petrie. Petrie over the line onside. Petrie throws it out in front, and unable to get a stick on it was Wagner. And we are back to 5-a-side. They kill it off, and an immediate shot toward Hanley, and a save made off the stick of Karpowicz. To the line, not out, held in by Karpowicz. Kahn, down low Crispin. Try to return to Kahn out in front. He was being stick checked by Bizell, and perhaps not in the legal fashion, as we get a stoppage and I believe a delayed penalty. And it's going against Bizell. So Gavin Bizell to the box. Hooking the call. And he hopes he sits for 2 minutes, and Connetquot Sayville will get the kill. Northport Huntington trying to add another power play goal here tonight. Early clear for the T-Birds. Karpowicz works it on across to Gazzardo. Gazzardo hits the red line, unable to send in. Does establish the zone. Here's Karpowicz. Karpowicz, a couple of OT winners so far this year. Takes a shot along the ice. Knocked down by Chrisman. Return to Karpowicz. Wrist shot through traffic. Save made. Rebound. They score! Power play goal. Northport Huntington. Their 6th goal of the game, as their power play remains red hot. They were averaging just .2 power play goals per game. That number's going up as they remain perfect with the man advantage here tonight. Last one scored by Justin Morrissey. Devin Crispin picking up an assist, as there's a shot toward Rudloff off the stick of Ogburn. That's turned aside by the Tiger Tendy. But the goal scored by Justin Morrissey, his first of the season for Northport Huntington, is trying to jab away at it. Here's Proscia. Proscia on a cross. Jesse Ogburn sends in. She'll chase after it. Rudloff plays it up the near side. Proscia there to give it away. Ogburn of the Ritchie variety had that shot go wide. And now here's JT Caruso dangling and has the puck come off his stick. Good defensive play made by Belinsky. Handed back by Sherwood. Sherwood to his defensive partner, and on back to Sherwood. Pass up ice, rejected by Petrie. And now over the stick of Caruso. And Petrie goes off the high glass ahead, hoping for Wagner. Buonocore recollects for Northport Huntington. 7 minutes, 12 seconds remain in the second period. It's all Northport Huntington. They lead by 6. Seam pass hit the stick of Belinsky before it got across, and now that rip from Sherwood blocked. Here's Kahn. Back to Sherwood. Wrist shot through traffic, just missed. The near side. Good idea there from Sherwood. And now JT Caruso for Buonocore. On across to Kahn. He's got 2 goals in the game, Justin Kahn. Now for Buonocore. Great pass. Caruso fires high and wide. Great puck movement here from Northport Huntington. Ahead by 6, showing a little bit of why. That and the outstanding goaltending on the other end of the ice. Flip to center off a potential high stick. Jackalone got a touch, so they say play on. On for a touch here from Jordan Oramaner. Over skated by Aiello. Back comes Oramaner and Caruso. Caruso dangles around Petrie. Wrist shot hit the glove of Hanley and over the net. Back out the right wing side, Bizel. Bizel cutting hard to the net. Chases. Guy Bizel couldn't get there in time. Sticked away by Rudloff. And now Caruso settled things down in the far corner. He'll sauce one to Karpowicz. Karpowicz on back for Oramaner. Checked by Jackalone. They try to clear up the far boards. Falling down is Nasta. And a free puck for Karpowicz to pick up in his own end. 5:25 left here in the second. 6-0 in favor of Northport Huntington. Glove down out in front. Chance here. Nasta worked on back to Villani. Back to Nasta. Nasta backhands one toward the front of the net. Blocked. Bizel picks it up in the corner. Try to sweep it back to the blue line and past the stick of Andres. Now Villani brings it in around. Joey Villani, captain of this Connetquot Sayville squad. He leads them in points with 14. Second on the team is Logan Booth. They could look to each of those players to provide some offense here, trailing by 6 with a 0 up on the board. It's Villani through center with Jimmy Acker. Villani shot from a sharp angle, denied by Rudloff. You question the shot selection, though. Villani's taken several here tonight. And you don't mind it from straight away from the point. He's got a rocket. Bizel with it. You got a player across the ice on a rush like that. I would imagine the attempt to get it across, just again, the sheer play of Rudloff is really inspiring much of my analysis here of trying to just get that pass across as opposed to the sharp angle shot. Big hit dished out by Wagner, who wears the A for the T-Birds. Here's Logan Booth. Stick handles through center into the ozone Booth. Booth on the backhand. Brought it around on the backhand, lost the handle of it. Collision in the near corner. Puck comes free to Caruso. Several minutes here without a stoppage in play. Caruso has it knocked off his stick. A nice play made by Petrie. Ogburn ahead to Wagner, who backhands in. Karpowicz there. Now I'm starting to think that's not Karpowicz's jersey. It's looked big on him. Shot across, and nothing could come of it. Good chance off the turnover. Yeah, I really don't think that's Karpowicz's jersey. Far too big for him. As Caruso dangles through the defense, and a save made by Hanley. What a play by Caruso, worthy of another look. Isn't he something? JT Caruso. Just runs out of runway. Still able to get it toward the goal. Yeah, Karpowicz usually wears 94. He's wearing 31 tonight. It all makes sense now that I realize that that jersey is far too big for him. But believe me, I've been there. I've lost just about anything you could lose. I'm not saying he lost his jersey, but I should say forgotten. I've forgotten basically anything you could forget. So I get it. As Speisel backhands into the Thunderbird bench for his stoppage. 2:47 remain here in the second period. 6-0 Northport Huntington. They've got a touchdown up on the board. And if I'm not mistaken, 3 of the goals have come by way of power play. It's been fruitful tonight. Morrissey on the power play. There's a shot denied there by Rudloff. Power play goal for Sereno. And shortly after the power play expired to start the period. Oh, no, it was over by then. The Chrisman goal. So 2 power play goals tonight for Northport Huntington. Chrisman, pardon, that's Oramaner with Sereno. Oramaner left it behind him. Villani got it out of the zone, so offsides is ruled. And now a shove in the direction of Villani, dished out by Sherwood. So Oramaner heads to the box for Northport Huntington. It gives Connetquot Sayville a power play. They've had several, including an extended 5-on-3. Obviously the 0 on the board indicating they have not scored on any of them. Doesn't mean they won't score on this one. Booth fires, blockered away by Rudloff. And another quick stoppage. Do we have another penalty? Is it going to be another extended 5-on-3? It is. It very much is. Oramaner off for a cross check is going to be joined in the box by Sherwood. Who is also going to the box for a cross check. So Kevin Sherwood and Jordan Oramaner, the cross-checking bros, in the box. 5-on-3, Connetquot Sayville for 1 minute and 52 seconds. You couldn't ask for a better opportunity to get goal number 1 in the game. Instantly cleared by Justin Kahn and the Northport Huntington penalty killing group. Villani over the line onside. Villani carries around on the backhand. Villani on the far boards, settles up top. Villani still with it. Makes a nice move and across for Ogburn. The shot ran out of time. Buonacore got his stick in to deflect out of play. Great read by Joseph Buonacore. Controlled. Booth, the shot save made Rudloff by Zell. Villani walks. Villani shot, hit his stick, save. Rebound popped up into the air, swung on and missed by Wagner. And now here comes the other way, Kahn. Kahn hits the brakes. And Kahn does the smart thing and goes back to his defense. Risky move, but it was available to him. And it kills the most penalty time. Booth onside, over the line, takes a shot blocker. Save made Rudloff. 45 seconds to play in the period. Booth in behind the net. Pops out the other side. Far circle Booth. Now straight away, now near circle. Hands off to Ogburn. Ogburn back to Booth. Near corner, Booth to Wagner. Wagner across. Villani steps into it, blocked and shuttered wide by Zell. Wagner with it. Wagner with 10 seconds to go on the 5-on-3. Walks, fires, hits iron, and it comes all the way out of the zone. So 2 seconds in one, we're back to a 5-on-4 for 8 seconds and counting. And we reach the end of the period. 4 seconds of power play time will carry over. But overall, special teams, along with goaltending, have really been a tremendous factor in deciding what the score of this game looks like. It's 6-0 in favor of Northport Huntington after 2 periods of play. Third period is on its way here on the LI Sports Network. Ryan Brannigan, Paul Trentini will be back for the final 15 in just a moment. Stay with us. Third period on its way. Welcome back to LI Sports Network's coverage of the Suffolk County High School Hockey League. Now, we also cover Farmingdale, ACHA M2 and ACHA M3, and the M2 team was down in Tampa for an AAU Division I Finals rematch against the Spartans. Tom Forty playing as part of that Farmingdale team, brother of Connetquot Sayville's Carter Tom Forty. Anyway, Farmingdale and Tampa, UTampa, went into a shootout in which UTampa was victorious, but yeah, that's a good showing for Farmingdale. Not quite the result you want. But deadlocked at the end of regulation and at the end of overtime. We're back to 5-on-5 here to start the third period, and it's really been a story of this game. The penalty killing and goaltending of Northport Huntington putting on a show here tonight against the many power play chances of their opponent, Connetquot Sayville. And that coupled with opportunistic goal scoring. And solid play 5-on-5 of Northport Huntington. Powered by their key playmakers. And those including Owen Karpowicz, JT Caruso, and Jordan Oramaner. Oramaner, 3-point night with a goal and 2 assists. Justin Kahn, a pair of goals. Devin Christman with a multi-point night, including his first varsity goal, as that was Jackalone that went hard into the boards in behind the net. He appears to be fine. Lucas Sereno continues his point scoring. Came into tonight second on Northport Huntington in terms of points, a goal and an assist this evening. And the first goal of the season for Justin Morrissey. Coming on the power play as well as Booth goes down. T-Bird fans want a call. They're not going to get one. Nasta had it, lost it off the high glass and a center. And with a comfortable 6-goal lead, you can just kind of play this fashion of no odd man rushes and getting pucks in deep here for Northport Huntington. Cross corner dump, Nasta and Buonocore together, and Buonocore reverses. Villani pinching in. Sherwood will backhand it right back onto the stick of Villani. Villani trying to go toward the front of the net. He's rejected from that, and away comes Caruso. He'll find Buonocore, who's in. Buonocore to the backhand. Save made by Hanley. What a stop by the T-Bird netminder, keeping the T-Birds within 6. Great saucer pass will spring Buonocore, and Buonocore takes it to the backhand and kicking out the pads, doing the splits was Hanley. Something that if I tried it, I wouldn't be able to walk for at least a week. Anyway. Backhanded in front, Oramaner. Save made Hanley. Gazzardo lets one fly, and that deflected in front. Sereno tangled up with... Anyway, here's Petrie. Bizel had to catch it behind. The pass was behind him. Did all he could with it. Ogburn toward the front of the net. Wagner there as well. Ogburn has it for a moment, lost it. Berlinski steps up. That's who was tangled up with Sereno. And then Ogburn looking to get a check on Karpowicz. Kahn, 2 goals on the night for Justin Kahn. Back to Gazzardo. Spins one back to Kahn, who was only able to poke it in further, couldn't quite reel it in. And now Villani, lead pass, hoping to get it to Wagner. Eventually found its way on for Berlinski, who tried to center for Villani, and it missed the offensive defenseman. Aiello. Swing and a miss. Here comes Oramaner. He's in. Oramaner diving back, but they score anyway. It was Bizel. 7-0. A nice looking goal scored by Jordan Oramaner, his 4th point of the evening. 2nd goal. As you see the effort here from Bizel, nearly got it and might have even deflected it. Not sure Hanley was expecting what transpired. Buonocore to Scheib, return to Buonocore. Centered one, hit a few sticks, and Jimmy Acker will spring forward Villani. Good step up there from Sherwood. Aiden Shear trying to go forward with a can. Shear with Scheib, takes the shot, fought off by Hanley. Now out in front for Scheib, and a big time save made by Hanley. He's made a few highlight reel saves here tonight. Despite the score, JT Caruso out in front and hit the skates of Villani. And banked to center by Aiello. Onto the stick of Caruso. JT Caruso gets around one. Sauce across on the backhand, cut off by Wagner. Villani lifting the stick. Villani with it. Again, it was 3 goals in 3 minutes to start the game for Northport Huntington. They were off to the races. Timeout called by Connetquot Sayville. They then had a lot of sustained pressure as a result following that timeout. Ultimately can't get one past Rudloff. And a turnover giveaway behind the net by Andres. No, can't do that. Caruso with it now. Caruso hesitates. Caruso drops it for Karpowicz. Karpowicz and the big jersey fire off the glove and then glass in behind Hanley. Scheib kicking it further down the boards. Now Scheib back with it. Goes down low, taken away. And now on for Andres, who can't clear. Scheib knocked it down. Luke Scheib. For Gazzardo. Gazzardo, nice moves. Wrist shot punched away by the blocker of Hanley. And out of the zone. Gazzardo unable to keep in. Northport Huntington must touch up. Fired down ice by Andres. Caruso shoots. No, save made by Hanley. Now Jackalone dumps in. Gazzardo and Jackalone. Now Jesse Ogburn getting involved in the action. Holding on to it is Karpowicz. Karpowicz now puts on the Jets, try to knife through the defense. Taken away by Berlinski. His lead pass, though, taken away by Karpowicz. In the skates of Ogburn, Jesse. And now ahead for Logan Booth. Booth unable to get around the Northport Huntington defenseman Gazzardo. Big hit dished out there by Jackalone. Jackalone receives a couple of hits dished out by Gazzardo. And now Booth pinned to the boards by Karpowicz. And now down they go. And a stir is certainly being caused along the near boards. Booth and Karpowicz still a little jousting action. An understandably frustrated Connetquot Sayville group. Thanks in large part to the goaltending of Bowden Rudloff, who is searching for his first S word here tonight. I'm not saying it yet. It rhymes with cutout. It took me a little while there, and I found a word that rhymes with it. Cutout. Yeah, you know the one. Gazzardo off for a penalty. Another power play for the T-Birds. They've had so many. Have not scored on any. Booth trying to change that. Left wing side. Trying to go for a nice hip check with Sherwood. He did separate Booth from the puck, though he didn't get him clean. All the way down to Hanley, who sends it near boards by Zell. Caruso on the penalty kill. He could do it all. That's why he's got the C. Villani establishing the zone. 1:06 remain on the power play. Thrown back on goal. Save made Rudloff, and some more extracurricular activity taking place out in front of the net. And ladies and gentlemen, I am not talking about the National Honor Society. Now helmet's off. Sherwood looks like he's challenging. Oh, he's still going at him. Wow. Boy, howdy. Berlinski, I guess he was going off the ice. The wrong door is being ushered to the correct door now. Involved in that scrum with Sherwood. Sherwood, who is all smiles without his helmet on the penalty box. Are we going to see a Marchand situation here, Paul, where someone picks up the helmet and starts dissecting it in the box, you know, like Marchand did? Did you see that, Paul? Yeah. No, we're not going to see that, I don't think. Wouldn't that be something? Yeah, there's there's Sherwood. All smiles now. He might not be playing in the next game Northport Huntington is in. As a result of it, I'm not sure, though, because he's in the penalty box. I think he would have been sent off the ice if it was for fighting, which you cannot play, I don't believe, in the next game. You're suspended. That next game is against Smithtown Hauppauge. Earlier in the year, Northport Huntington fell to Smithtown Hauppauge 3-2 in overtime. They are responsible for Smithtown Haupauge's lone overtime win of the year. They got their lone loss of the year back on Monday, and it came to the hands of St. Anthony. Barlinski off for fighting. Sherwood's helmet back on his head. We have a 5-minute major up on the board. It's a power play for, it's a 4-on-3 for Connetquot Sayville. And I believe it's for another 48 seconds, so boop, boop, boop. There we go. All right, close enough. Plenty of ice out there by Zell. Nice move. Now Villani in his skates. Villani out of his skates and onto the stick of Ogburn, who walks, fires, knocked down in front and in pain is by Zell. That hit him, that shot. Rocket from Ogburn, and walking or skating gingerly over to the bench is Gavin Bizell. As he got hit by a shot up high from his own teammate. Friendly fire situation. I think Bizell will be okay. Maybe a bruise. Ogburn skates off to the bench. Richie. Jesse is not on the ice. And we'll be 4 aside for the next minute, as getting a player back out on the ice here is Northport Huntington. They'll then have a power play for 3 minutes exactly for the fighting major to Berlinski. Sherwood only got a rough. Hence why he's still in the game. Likely won't be suspended. Nice play by Booth. Booth on the backhand, scores! They get one, and they break up the shutout bid for Bowden Rudloff. A gorgeous power move on the backhand to the net by Logan Booth, as he scores goal number 5 of the year and collects his 10th point in his 10th game played. So despite the numerous 5-on-3 attempts, it's a 4-on-4 goal for Connetquot Sayville and Logan Booth. that get the T-Birds on the board at least. Shot from Karpowicz doesn't get through anyone. And on goal to Hanley. Villani now up the right wing side. Villani left it behind him. And now back come Northport. Huntington. Oramaner hits the red line, sends in, goes for a change. That extended power play now for Northport Huntington starts now. That has 2 minutes and 44 seconds left on it. Caruso, Morrissey down to Crispin, bumped by Villani. Played on for JT Caruso. Nice pass, shot from Morrissey, turned aside by Hanley. Rebound available, out in front, it's 3 Tigers, and making the save, Hanley on Crispin. Oh, you don't see that very often. A 3-on-0 down low is offside or Northport Huntington. With 3:48 to play here in the third period, regulation time. Paul Wagner will pick up an assist on the Booth goal. Wagner's 4th assist of the year, his 6th point. Nasta aggressive on the penalty kill. Away comes Buonacore, gliding through the neutral zone. Buonacore on the forehand, your circle, Buonacore. Centers one, hoping for Aiden Shear, missed it. And it's knocked out of midair by Shy, but not able to hold in the zone. Minute 42 left on the power play for Northport Huntington. Aiden Shear back for Gazzardo. In the skates at Jackalone. Now Scheib enters the zone. Luke Scheib back for Aiden Shear. Shot hits the iron off the crossbar. Delayed penalty is on Connetquot Sayville. And Nasta is going to the box. So now 5-on-3 for Northport Huntington. If they don't score on this power play, it'll be the first time they haven't scored on a power play here tonight. 2 for 2 prior to this. Excluding the I think they had like a shorter power play maybe in this sequence of penalties. Miscommunication between Oramaner and JT Caruso there. Karpowicz across, turn back, good puck movement behind Caruso, who picks up. Caruso fumbled over the stick of Kahn, who goes across to Karpowicz. Karpowicz, Caruso, one-time shot glove save made. Hanley. .15 left on the power play. 5-on-3, that is, for Northport Huntington. Oramaner hands back to Karpowicz. Walks. Caruso drags, fires with Oramaner stick in front, deflecting it wide. Kahn to Karpowicz. Back down to Kahn. Justin. Up top for Caruso. Kahn. Caruso. Caruso. Backdoor play. What a save by Hanley. Robbed Oramaner as the 5-on-4 power play is underway. dragging, fires, kick save made by Hanley on Caruso. Karpowicz fires and an aggressive save made, rebound, there it is, and going at it's Karpowicz and Hanley. Oh boy, I haven't seen a goalie get involved like that before. Holy guacamole, what has gotten into the goalie? Karpowicz sent off the ice. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Paul, unsportsmanlike conduct is the penalty. Well, back come Northport Huntington. They have 15 seconds left of a power play. It's Mason Dorian in the game as Riley Hanley's night has ended. I don't know, there's 11 seconds left, less than a minute to play. Frustrating night for Hanley and the rest of Connetquot Sayville as Ogburn dishes out a big hit. Buonocore for Scheib. Scheib to Buonocore. Not sure if we're going to see another shot here from Northport Huntington. That might incense some more physicality after the whistle here. Luke Scheib. Villani looked like he was trying to line up a big hit. He missed. Shot deflected wide. Flung to center. And that will do it here in this one. Disappointing night for Connetquot Sayville. Very successful night for Northport Huntington. Their power play and their goaltender, Bowden Rudloff, turns in one of his best performances of the season as Northport Huntington cruise to a 7-1 victory over the T-Birds of Connetquot Sayville. They improved to 7-4 while the T-Birds dropped to 4-7. Now the good news for the T-Birds is even with the loss, they remain in 7th place with 8 points. However, Middle Country and Ward Melville are within striking distance, 2 points and 1 point behind them respectively. And they'll have a matchup coming up. Will Connetquot Sayville on the schedule. They play Ward Melville next, or pardon me, they play East Islip next, then Ward Melville. So a couple of key games up ahead for Connetquot Sayville. Meanwhile, Northport Huntington, they've got their sights set perhaps on bigger fish as they get their 16th point of the season, move up to 4th place, tied with East Islip, 1 game in hand. And for the Tigers, their next matchup is up against Smithtown Hotbog. That'll do it for our coverage here in this one. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Suffolk County High School Hockey League on LI Sports Network. On behalf of Panasonic Paul Trentini, I'm Ryan Brownigan saying so long, and as always, have a good night.